Today is 9th of May, day of great victory in Russia. And I'm at Lenin Square in the center of St. Petersburg. This is Finlandsky Vokzal, Finlandsky railway station, from which I'm going to take a local train, suburban electric train, to Крепость. And that's how this station looks from inside, quite small comparing to Moskovsky Vokzal or Vitebsky Vokzal. That's the schedule. My train departs at 11 a.m. to Nevskaya Dubrovka. I'm going to take that train to Крепость station. And this is a steam locomotive by which Vladimir Lenin arrived to St. Petersburg in October of 1917 to lead the Great Russian Revolution from Finlandia. And that locomotive is being kept in that glass cube. And that is probably my train to Nevskaya Dubrovka. Local suburban electric train, 1 hour and 6 minutes to the station of Крепость, where I'm going to be looking for little boats which will bring me to legendary Russian fortress Oreshek. And as I said, today is 9th of May, day of great victory in Russia. Military parade is taking place in the center of St. Petersburg. Those helicopters and followed by military planes heading to that parade. You can see two kind of local suburban trains now in Russia. On the left is a newer one, Lastочка, and on the right is older one, built in Soviet times. Electric local suburban train. Renovated though, quite comfortable inside. And those are famous Russian military planes heading to the center of St. Petersburg to fly over the Dvortsovaya Square. Departing from Finlandsky station, that's another Lastочка you can see in the window, newer train, waiting for its passengers, and I'm heading to Крепость station. There's a first stop along the way called Kushlivka, still in the city limits of St. Petersburg. And keeping its way with all the stops, the train slowly arrived to the station of Крепость. I'm gonna be looking where to take a boat to the island of the fortress Oreshek. Very typical for Russia to have a steam locomotive as a monument, especially this kind. Because almost 11,000 of them were built in Russia between 1912 and 1957, so it's quite popular to have them as a monument. But that is Oreshek. That's a fortress. Fortress Oрешек, one of the most famous ones, most heroic ones in Russian history. I'm in a little boat which is taking me right there. Due to the shape of the island, that fortress is of almost triangular shape, which is quite rare. And Oreshek means a nut in Russian. The fortress was built in 1323 by citizens of Novgorod Republic to protect their trading waterways from Sweden. For almost 5 centuries, Sweden remained as a main threat to Russia from north. This castle was taken twice during its history. Second time was the longest Swedish occupation since 1611 until 1702, when Peter the Great taken this fortress, and thus began great Russian history on the Baltic Sea and on the north of Europe. And I am in the similar little boat which is now passing on the left. Arriving in a few minutes. Outside walls and towers are being restored in a way this fortress looked since 15th century. But inside, as you can see, mostly ruins of this huge prison. This fortress became a prison since it was taken by Peter the Great in 1702. Until the Great October's Revolution, it was a prison. Plenty of famous political prisoners kept here. But as you see now, mostly ruins because of 500 days of the German siege here taking place during the Second World War. Starting 1941 until 1943, that was the most strategic position. Small military unit protected St. Petersburg, Leningrad from being taken by German troops. Heroic defense suffered more than 2,000 aviation attacks and bombardments. However, this fortress was not taken, and that's the most heroic part in its history. The monument in the middle of this fortress at the entrance of the former church is dedicated to that.